Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a few weeks since I last brewed. Did a video as well, which was the IPA taste test, I think it was. But I thought I'd just do a quick review on the Citra Pale Ale. What I got with my Pico boiler a couple of weeks ago. I had to pour it out straight away because obviously it was all coming out the top. Well, it turned out pretty well. Still a little bit hazy. It's not really cleared up how I'd like for it to have done. But I don't know if you can see that. Plenty of carbonation in there though. Not sure if you can see it, but nice little head on it. Now, obviously on the recipe sheet, it didn't actually say what grains was in it. Obviously apart from pale malt. Obviously I didn't take any like measurements and like the weight on, you know, what was in there for like hops and that. All it was just Citra anyway. It come in at 5.5 or 5.7%. I can't remember now. I'll have to look back on my notes. I've tried a couple of these. It's come along nice. I've still got to send out a couple of beer mails to Dudes Brews, which I'm going to get done in a couple of weeks. I've just been so busy with work and other stuff going on. I've just not got around to doing it. Because obviously he sent me 3 beers last time. I don't want to send him just 1 beer out. So I thought, well, I'll send him 2 out, the Citra Pale Ale and the IPA. So they'll be going out to you in the next couple of weeks. Obviously it has been a while. I did say I was going to send them out the other week, but I'd say just so much to do. But obviously you can't really taste it. Just see what it smells like. I'd say plenty of carbonation in there. I'd say it's just still quite hazy. The yeast that went into this was Brian 97. First time I brewed with that one. So what we've got. Definitely quite fruity smell. I don't know how to explain the taste, like the smell on that, the aroma. To me, it's almost like, I mean, a lot of you would have brewed with Citra loads of times, done Citra Pale Ales and that, but like, I just can't put it into words what sort of smell I'm getting off that. To me, it's like a mangoey, melony sort of smell. You can smell the citrus in there, like a little hint of grapefruit and stuff. But we're going for a taste test anyway, see what we've got. Slightly bitter, but the flavours are really coming through from the Citra hops. It's definitely got a certain twang to it, like a tang. But yeah, it's quite nice. First time I've ever brewed with Citra. But I want to be trying more new different hops. I planned out the next brew. I did order 2 kits, all grain kits from Worcester Hop Shop a couple of weeks ago, but it was a bit of a cock up. Didn't end up getting them. So for my next brew, instead, I'm going to be brewing a double IPA. But obviously it's going to be hot with Simcoe, Citra, Amarillo and Target. Now it is a kit. I wasn't going to use the Target. I don't know whether to use it or not. If any of you know any other hops that I can use to replace the Target, because I've heard it can be quite grassy and sort of earthy. But if any of you know of any other hops that I can replace the Target with that's going to work just as well, then please do leave a comment at the bottom. But yeah, that's my next one. Obviously, I've never used Simcoe before. I've used obviously Citra now and Amarillo before. So that's going to be one beer I'm looking forward to. But I don't know what yeast comes with that kit. so I don't know whether to replace the yeast with the Cross My Loof haze yeast to give it a bit of a haze. I've not decided yet. But yeah, I want to be doing a lot more beers like that. Now obviously, as you know, Christmas, well, pretty much just around the corner. I do want to get a brew on for Christmas, but I'm looking at either a porter or a stout, because it's just that really Christmas sort of drink, or like a hobgoblin clone. Now I see a beer the other day, what I'm thinking of doing is chocolate orange porter. Now when I looked on the internet the other day, and it just really grabbed me attention that it's something that sounded really nice. So I think I might be doing that, possibly a stout, a couple of dark beers for Christmas. We'll just see how we go from there. I do still want to try and make something like a raspberry wheat beer. So obviously, as I've said before, I'm brewing a lot more now this year than what was last. So obviously I'm doing at least 1, maybe 2 brews a month. So there's a lot more brews that I want to make, but obviously, as you guys know, you can't do too many at once. But obviously with this sort of weather, I want to be making stuff like pale ales. But the only problem is bottle it. Obviously, I'd have to bottle them all, because I don't have a corny keg. I don't have anything like that. I've only got a pressure barrel, and I made a mistake of making a stout a few weeks ago, not long before all the hot weather was coming in. And every time I fancied a drink of it, there's just no way to cool it down, because I haven't got anything like a fermentation fridge or anything like that, or just like another on-the-counter fridge where I can stick it in. So obviously, as you can imagine, nobody really wants to be drinking like warm stout. Do you know what I mean? But it was only a kit anyway. The Dark Velvet Stout. It was the last kit beer that I made just before I went on to All Grain. So yeah, I'm trying to sort of get through that. I've only got a little bit left, but it's just the thought of drinking it warm. It's just puts you off a little bit, because obviously, as you know, if you're gonna have a stout, you want it nice and cold. You don't really want to be drinking it warm, because it don't really give off much flavour. But yeah, I reckon I'd definitely brew that again. But I think next time I'd probably try something like maybe like Amarillo or something with it. But there is one type of beer that I want to make, and I watched a review from Hapless Ginger Brew the other week when he made his American wheat, and I think that's Citra and Amarillo in it, and that looked really refreshing, really nice, and like really crisp. So I reckon that'll be something that I wouldn't mind giving a go, because I've not really tried many wheat beers before. The only one I've ever tried was the Blue Moon wheat beer, which wasn't bad. I won't say it was the best beer I've ever had, but it was what it was. Well, at least for just over £4, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, I want to, brew different things now. Obviously, it's opening up my options now of all grain. Obviously, when I first mentioned that I was going to be starting all grain soon, a lot of people was like, "No, we'll take over. It'll replace, a lot of things. You know what I mean? It'll be a big part of your life." And it was all right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot more brews now. Just really digging into all grain and just improving my beers now, because there's just so much more flavour to them. I always enjoyed making a kit beer when I used to make them, because there was some nice ones out there. But then obviously you realise when you go into doing stuff like all grain, there's just so much more. There's so many more options out there, and the beers just taste that much better because you're doing it from scratch and you're making it how you want to make it. So yeah, that's it really. When I make my next brew, I will capture a bit of footage. Obviously put that up. But as I say, I've got a couple of beers to send out. Dude's Brews, Red Dog Brewer, and Jimbo's Homebrew. So I'll be getting them sent out as soon as. And I just want to do a quick shout out as well, actually, to another brew tuber called the Homebrew Journey. He's only got about 26, 27 subscribers. He's not been on YouTube that long. Obviously, he does a lot of all grain as well, well, mostly all grain. But obviously, he does a lot of the like 6 to 10 litre brews. So it's just ideal for anybody that might be starting out, wants to, you know, get a leg up on all grain, you know, try something out, small batch, see what they think, and then work the way up. So yeah, obviously check him out. I'll put a link in the bottom so you can check out his channel. But yeah, that's it for this one. And say thanks for watching, and happy brewing, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Lovely. See you later, guys.